happening. It takes like 10 seconds. Yes, here we are. We are live on SSI Facebook. Welcome everyone. Sunday, 5 o'clock. It is 5 o'clock in Central Europe again also now. It's not only in South Africa. They have changed time today.
Brilliant.
Makes things so much easier because I always get so confused. So let me just make sure to open so I can follow for questions. How are you guys? How have you been?
Good.
Awesome.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Happy to be here. Thank you very much, Corinna, for inviting us all.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
I'm glad to have you. You know, it's like my new adopted home now. We have to feature it. And also, South Africa is currently being featured on my dive guide a lot. But I'm going to mention that later again.
And it's also because South Africans have that sparkling personality.
Yes, of course. Look at that. We already have 67 people in the room. We have people coming in, starting to watch. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Okay. So we'll just give it like 3 or 4 minutes so some more people can come in, the people that want to watch. Hopefully that didn't forget. Otherwise, anybody that doesn't have time to watch the whole thing now, it will be staying on the Facebook page live for good, pretty much as a video. So everybody can still watch it later. If you want to reference back to everything that we're saying, just come back and you can even use it just like any Facebook video afterwards.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Corinna.
Okay, so how's the weather in Durban, Cape Town? It's
warm as always.
It's actually been quite nice. But this is the best time of weather for us. So
here it's been a bit cold. Is it just me, Shanine, or are you also cold?
No, I'm also cold. Don't worry. Yes, winter is knocking on our doors. In the morning, it's a case of throwing myself out of bed because it is cold.
And dark.
And dark, yes. And come this time of the afternoon, you can feel, you know, the temperature drops. But during the day, it's very pleasant, I must say.
Yeah, it has been. Okay, wonderful. So we have some people coming in. Oh, Ludo's here.
Welcome,
and Upper Divers International is watching. Hello, everyone. Siegfried, old friend from the Philippines.
Very nice.
Okay.
The more the merrier.
Yes. Nice. I'll come back here in a minute or so, and then I'm going to just ask you all to introduce yourself a little bit, and I'll start our PowerPoint presentation because we prepared a presentation with lots of beautiful pictures. That's really what gets you. I was putting the pictures together yesterday and I was just like, I hate my office.
we need to organize a dive trip ASAP, Corinna.
Yes. We have to go. And also, you know, I mean, I've been living here now for like 1.5 years or so, like good year. And everybody was like, have you been to the Sardine Run? Have you been diving here and there? And I'm like, I've been here for COVID. That's it.
That's bad planning, Corinna.
I've been in my house.
But we did have the opportunity last year, August, to dive the shoal. So there's always a silver lining. We did dive the shoal, so that was good.
The day after the whales were there.
Yes.
Because that's just me. Because that has always been me, apparently. Like literally, when I was still working in Egypt, I had a group of divers coming out. There's a whale shark right there. It's right there. And we jump in, gone. There's dolphins. Like I meet people on the reef on the way back. They're like, dolphins. I come there, nothing.
Okay, Corinna, you can stay going to the shoal And then the rest of you can come visit me in Cape Town.
Yeah. You know, there's this one place in the Philippines, in Malapascua, where you have like a 95% guarantee to see thresher sharks. And it's like a dive where you have to get up at 4:30 in the morning and you have to go there, and it's so early, so early. 95%, you say? It took me 4 times until I saw the sharks.
Oh dear.
Yes. And I'm not a morning person. I'm not a morning
Maybe you should dive unannounced, Corinna.
Yeah.
Don't say you're coming. Just
Just
rock
arrive.
up.
just arrive. Yeah.
Okay, so we have a lot of people here. Nice. Hello, everyone. 60 people watching live. That's very nice.
Brilliant.
That's
That's
a great
lovely.
outcome for a Sunday. People obviously don't have much to do. You're all back in lockdown also. Or it's because we have such a great talk planned for everyone.
It's our sparkling personalities, Corinna. That's exactly what I was saying.
Okay, so hello everyone. I'm going to say hello again. We already started chatting a little bit there, but hello everyone. Welcome to our Scuba Sunday destination special. Sorry, difficult word. All about Southern Africa. So we'll be talking a little bit about Mozambique and then coming down the coast through Durban, there where Micah is. We kind of also set up here in the correct way, and then go down all the way to Cape Town, where Monet here is sitting. Unfortunately, Nick and Steve from Peri Peri Divers couldn't be here today because they have very bad internet, because, you know, still in Africa, they're in Mozambique, it's worse there. And so Shanine working here with SSI in Southern Africa, has offered to help us out a little bit about Mozambique. So we have a great presentation here. It's all about Southern Africa. If you are interested in any of the dive spots we're talking about, it's all also on My Dive Guide. You can go on My Dive Guide now. We actually have a feature since the last few days about Southern Africa and Africa in general. So it's been pushed quite nice, and you will find dive spots and you will be able to plan your next holiday, because who is not ready for a holiday right now?
I think all of us.
I think all of us are ready for a very nice holiday.
Pretty much. Okay, I will start by starting our presentation. And then, welcome to South Africa. I will pretty much let Shanine take it away about Mozambique, because Mozambique is like right above us here in Southern Africa.
Okay, so, well, Peri Peri Divers is a relatively new dive center to SSI, and what I can say about Mozambique and this dive center is it's an incredibly well-run facility. The weather in Tofu is fantastic. Both Steve and Nick, who run Peri Peri Divers, are amazing at making every person that walks through their doors feel incredibly comfortable. The weather is stunning. The sea life that you'll encounter is also amazing, and the water is so nice and warm. It's the kind of holiday destination you want to go to where you can actually just switch off. Yeah. You know, yes, you have got you do get Wi-Fi and things like that, but this really is a place where you want to go, where you want to just recharge your batteries and enjoy the whole environment. And both Steve and Nick are in the process of also opening another dive center, which is 2 hours away from Tofu and Vilankulos, where that's why they can't actually be here this Sunday. And the center they're opening up there is going to be just as awesome as the facility they have in Tofu. Hence the signal where they're going to be, which is an area called Marungulu, is not as great as what it is in Tofu. So yes, Corinna?
Yeah, Shani and I actually had the opportunity to go there. Don't even remember. I don't even remember anymore. It was beginning of December, I think.
End of November last year, we were there. We were fortunate enough to go there.
It was a super cool trip. Mozambique is really like one of those places, amazing beaches. And what I really liked about it, it's still very like, especially the Tofu area where Peri Peri is, it's still very like untouched compared to, I mean, I've been traveling in Asia a lot, and with like the marine life, the diving there, it's very similar in a way, and like how tourism works, but it's much less condensed, which is really nice. So as a destination itself is super cool. It's really, really nice. Let's talk a little bit about marine life, like what you can see there, what you can encounter. So like Shanine already said, the water is much warmer, and things that you can see. Shanine, give us a little bit of.
Okay, so these awesome pictures here that you can all see, you're going to be totally enthralled with encountering mantas. You're going to see sharks. You're going to see a multitude of different types of wildlife and under the water there in Tofu. So, you know, if it's on your bucket list, which it is, I know a lot of people haven't been exposed to diving with mantas. You know, this is really one of those destinations 100%. That I would most definitely recommend. Again, in front of us, this beautiful guitar shark, well, guitar fish, giant guitar fish, let me call it that. And that's also, you get to see a lot of different species. It's not just where you're going to see one type. It's like a smorgasbord, if you want to call it, of the different type of fish that you encounter in the Mozambican waters. And here in front of you is this beautiful bowmouth guitar fish, which is also, you know, I don't know how many people have been exposed to seeing that type of species of fish. And then, of course, the whales, your humpback whales, you know, like Corinna says, you know, she has a way of chasing them away. We'll just drop her in there one day. We'll just fly past in a helicopter and just push her out, and then she'll get the opportunity to actually dive with them.
Yeah, or you should probably, like, if you want to encounter whales, then you should maybe throw me in the water like 2 kilometers up. So they swim away from me really fast, and they will probably come.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, fantastic. That's the plan, Corinna. Also, what's very nice about Peri Peri Dive Center is Nick is a free diving instructor. So those of you that are wanting to get more involved with free diving, it's really a fantastic venue to introduce yourself to free diving.
It is. So, because when we were there, so I talked to Nick a lot about, it's amazing there to free dive and do a lot of fun diving. What is a bit more tricky than in many places is actual line diving and training, obviously, because the waters and the whole coast, I would say, can be a bit unpredictable.
Yes,
I think Mike will also tell us a little bit more about that, maybe. So that can be a bit trickier, but especially when it comes to like the whale encounters and that bigger sea life, I think experiencing it free diving is a whole different ball game again. Than obviously scuba is great, but
yeah. So also you'll encounter the whale sharks, which is to me one of the most majestic large creatures that you can, you know, have an encounter with. So really anybody wanting to encounter a variety of different species, this is really a fabulous destination to visit. And again, here we see the free diving. I think they've been quite successful with the line there, Corinna.
Yeah, it works 100% and on a cool. And I think they have a really nice pool. So the pool is quite deep, so you can do a lot of the training in the pool. And as soon as the water's a bit more quiet, it's great on the line. And they teach up to level 2, I think, SSI, which is also super good. Which is amazing.
So this next picture that's going to come up is going to be the accommodation that is available to you in the area. So if you look there to your right, they're talking about Morangulu Beach Lodge, and that's the new center that they're in the process of setting up for Peri Peri divers, which is also Corinna, an area that you and I need to go and inspect, and
We have to go inspect it.
definitely to make sure that it's up to our standards, you know. But yeah, it's just, guys, really, if you're wanting a holiday where you can just switch off, I would recommend it.
Mozambique as a destination is just, yeah, it's like still very untouched. And I mean, because I think when we were there was a long civil war going on there. And after that, the country's still recovering, and tourism is a big part of it. And
Yes.
I think it's so beautiful because you can compare it to so many places. Like, look at the water there. It looks almost like in the Maldives, that turquoise water. Like, there's so many places in Asia I've been to that look and feel from the vibe very similar, but it's much more untouched. It literally feels like if you would have gone to Thailand 30 years ago. And that's what Mozambique has about it. That's so nice. It's still like very untouched. It still has all these special places and places that you can find. It has like beautiful beaches and palm trees. And yeah, that's what's so great about what I thought and what I experienced going there.
Yeah, it's very much like going back in time when you're in the area. Very much so.
And I mean, it's perfect for beach vacation, but it's also great because you can surf in Mozambique. You can do kite surfing. I know in Peri they have kite surfing, regular surfing, all of these things you can also do, which is like the perfect beach vacation in my head.
Yes, yeah, the best of both worlds. You can snorkel, you can dive, you can kite surf, you can surf. It's got something for the whole family.
Yeah, so that's definitely, Mozambique is definitely a place to check out. But because they're not here, now we're going more and we concentrate mainly on South Africa itself. We actually had a small pre-meeting about this, and we were like, because the last destination special we did on SSI was about Malta and Gozo, which is small. And we have to talk about Southern Africa, which is gigantic. So big. So coming down that coast from Mozambique, coming down all the way to the Cape, there's so many different places and so much different stuff that you can just see and experience. And that's why we kind of nitpicked a little bit. So we went from Mozambique, and now we go like halfway down to the Cape. We go to Micah and Durban, Durban, Scottsboro, and then we go all the way down to Monet in Cape Town. So we're coming down, we're basically doing a garden route trip, an extended garden route trip.
in an hour and a half.
Yes. So guys, talk fast.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. Micah, this is your shop and basically your baby. Tell us a little bit more about you and Scuba Excursion.
Thank you, guys, and thanks for the opportunity. Well, Scuba Excursion is a family-owned center. It's owned by myself and Nico, my husband. And if you come here, you're going to find us here 7 days a week. I'm currently at the center as well. But we love what we do. The slide that you're looking at the moment, there's more than enough accommodation in the area. We are based at the Katisak Hotel, so our front door is basically 10 meters away from the Katisak's front door, which is a 4-star beach resort. But we also have amazing bed and breakfasts close to the dive center. Let's first get you in South Africa. So from Europe, you're going to travel about 11 hours. I think, Corinna, am I right? 11, yes, between 11, and then from America's side, probably about 18 hours. I have to be 100% honest with you. South Africa's public transport is not the best. So I would recommend, if you are planning to travel to our beautiful coastline, you get in contact with the dive centers. They know how is the best way for you to get to them. There's private shuttles. Renting a car is also not it's a very good option. However, bearing in mind we drive on the opposite side of the road, I think, than Europe, and our steering wheel's also on the other side. So it's going to take a little bit of getting used. Yeah, and I do understand that South Africans are not very fond of indicating if they're going to, but all in all, it's a safe drive, an easy drive. Our roads aren't too bad. So yeah, we drive on the left-hand side of the road, and our steerings are on the right-hand side. So the picture to the top right of the slide is basically just to show you guys the experience level for a level shoal. We've got junior open waters from the age of 10 qualifying here, up to Uncle Eric's not much older than 10, right next to the little dude there, but regular divers. Just to give you an indication, he was standing on the beach when one of our shipwrecks went down in 1974. He was also the first person to dive. So he's been diving here for a while. Also, something that I have to mention about South Africa is it's not liveaboard diving. It's not. We do surf launches, which is an adventure on its own, on rubber ducks. As you can see the pictures there, they're 8.5 meter rubber boats, and we go through the surf. As you see the people walking down to the beach there, we go through the surf.
I feel like those pictures that you have posted here are not really a good indication of it looks so flat and peaceful and perfect. I know the time I was there, it was a bit different.
Yes, but I must say it is fun. It is fun, and our skippers are really skilled at doing what they're doing. This is the only way they know how to do it. So which brings me to the next slide and the routine. Corinna, can we go to the next? Oh, there, yeah. So there, top left-hand corner is where I showed you where scuba excursion, how far it is from the hotel front door, not too far. And then there's some pictures of in and around the dive center. Normal routine, South African diving, mostly in the mornings, although if Mother Nature delivers like she does often in South Africa, I struggle to get the divers out of the ocean until 4 o'clock in the afternoon or later. So if Mother Nature allows, we stay and we enjoy everything that she's showing. So, but mostly morning dives, which gives you the afternoon to explore, because South Africa has got a lot of exploring to do. But let's stick to the diving first. So we meet in the morning for a cup of tea or coffee, an hour before the dive. Then you meet the team and you'll probably meet some of the locals. Something you need to know about South Africans, an introduction. Like just, hi, this is Corinna, guys, meet Corinna, makes you part of the family. They will invite you for dinner that same day, and they will, it's warm, yeah, it's an introduction makes you part of the family. That's basically how I can describe it. So we meet for a cup of coffee and to meet the team, and then you'll get a detailed dive briefing. We'll decide on the dive site. It can change because, like I said, South Africa can be unpredictable. So sometimes we decide on a dive site and we get there and the conditions doesn't allow us to dive that site, but we've got options. So that's not a problem. And then also, because of the way we launch, you'll get a very detailed boat briefing after that. Exactly what to expect of the launch, how to position yourself, and how to just enjoy the experience safely. I can quickly mention also, I have had international visitors that say they've never been seasick before, but with our little boats and the adventurous surf launch, they do tend to get a little bit seasick. And 2 or 3, they get their South African sea legs. But so if you have a specific motion sickness medication that you do or prefer to use, I recommend that you pack it. But it is still absolutely 100% worth it. Now, the picture you're looking at the moment, something I must say about a level shoal is the adventure after the surf launch literally starts from the moment you get onto backline. This was literally not even a kilometer after launching, and it was like the whales were giving us a show that they have rehearsed for the last week. Needless to say, Corinna wasn't there, but yeah.
I'm bad for business, I know.
So Aliwal Shoal, as a lot of you might know, is a marine protected area. I'm sort of proud of South Africa for the rate that they are declaring marine protected areas. We went from 0.4% of our ocean to 5% of our oceans being declared as marine protected areas. I think we're standing on 45 in total. So Aliwal Shoal is 18.3 kilometers long and stretches 7 kilometers into the ocean. And we've got the warm Agulhas current coming from the one side and the cold and nutrient-rich Benguela current coming from the other side. And basically where these currents meet is, I can't call it a meeting of marine life. It's a festival of marine life. It is, if I had to, I think I started my slideshow with 78 slides where I did collages of marine life that you can find. And it was reduced to what you guys are going to see now. And I feel like I'm doing a dishonor to our marine life with some of the ones that are not included, but please go and visit our Facebook page and get to know them better. But yeah, so the humpback whales are coming past Aliwal Shoal from the months of May through to October. Yeah, they also don't keep a specific schedule. We had a small humpback whale this week, but yeah, it's probably lost or I don't know. Yeah. And then we can go to the next slide. So this was all on our way to our dive. It's not like it was a planned whale watching trip. It was just on our way to our dive. You see these splashes and it's like they know you're watching them, then they just give you a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact, when I was preparing this presentation, my husband, who's a dancer, and his dancer friend were there, they were like, these whales look like they have choreography.
Yes, exactly.
They always, when two of them come out, they always do like the same thing with
the same thing. Yeah. Synchronized swimming.
That's it. Synchronized swimming.
That's, yeah. Okay, so then some of the dive sites there, Corinna already referred to my dive guide. You guys can go and have a look at the dive sites we do have. I have to mention, well, Raggy's Cave is very popular. The Ragged-tooth sharks come to Aliwal Shoal. The males start arriving from May because they're over-eager. There's lots of breeding that's going to happen. And then the females start arriving in June.
we have to stay PG here, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, so the Ragged-tooth sharks, you can easily, I remember with my first open water dive or my first dive on open water course, I stopped counting very nervously at 22 that was around me.
Wow.
So
first open water dive. Here's people that do open water in lakes where
I've never
on
done
dive
a
number
mask
20 you see your first fish.
I've never done a mask remove and replace so fast in my life. I don't think the saw it.
Well, that's one way to get your students to do it.
That's actually very good technique, Micah. It's something we must consider.
Yeah, so the raggies are here, like I said, from May through to usually around about November, although we've had them here until as late as December. They really docile while they're here. They're here purely for breeding and the gestation period. And like I said, it's in a marine protected area. We're only allowed to take pictures and leave bubbles and take memories. And one thing that you are allowed to remove off the shoal is the teeth of the sharks. And because they lose so much of it, yeah, you pick up quite a bit of teeth. We can go to the next slide. Besides the raggies, and as you can see, there's lots of marine life around them there. There is, like I've mentioned, the Festival of Marine Life earlier. There is something of everything on Aliwal Shoal. It is just, it's living color. I can only describe it as living color. Many times you come back from a dive and you just don't know how to describe the experience you just had, because it's amazing. I must say, KwaZulu-Natal, the climate, we're about 320 days a year of sunny weather. we're not really entitled to call our winters because our coldest is like 13 degrees very early in the mornings, and then it warms up to 22 during the day in winter. It can get very hot in summer, but yeah, that's what the beautiful ocean is for. We can cool down or cool off. Yeah, I think we can go to the next slide.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh.
Beautiful. Yo.
Okay, a dive site that everyone will tell you that it's a must dive during our ruggy season, and even not during, when it's not ruggy season, is Cathedral. You almost have to sit and let your eyes adjust to see how many ruggies are in.
It's like 30 or something. I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
So Cathedral is an advanced dive site. I would definitely recommend that you go and visit your local SSI center before you come for a visit, because you don't want to miss out on this one. It's beautiful. On the top of Cathedral, it's about 16 meters, but down at the bottom where the picture is taken from is about 28 on the sand. So we've got what we call raggy respect. Divers are not allowed to go into Cathedral while the raggies are in there, even though you might find it tempting, but going in chases them out, and then you can't see the spectacular display that you're looking at right now. So you don't really have to go in to see them either, because just outside in front of the cave entrance is a sand patch that there's just as many sharks behind the photographer here probably as there is in front of him. Yeah, they're just everywhere. So yeah, Cathedral, definitely a must. There's just a little bit of more, and as you can see, lots of life. When the ruggies are not here and you can go into Cathedral, that's also a very nice place to find paperfish, also called leaf fish. There's also always a potato bass hanging around, very friendly and very inquisitive. They're resident to the shoal. They're always there, and lots of nudies. But yeah, I'll talk a little bit about that on a later slide.
That's actually one thing I was a bit almost surprised about, how much mac diving there actually is on Aliwal and on the coast in general. I always felt that there's so much happening with the water that there shouldn't be so much, but there is actually so much more mac diving than I expected.
Yeah.
So it's basically photographers' dreams.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's the thing I just wanted to mention, on average, our visibility, if I have to give an average, is about 15. But it's not uncommon to get 30 meters plus visibility either. But because you've got such a diversity of marine life, and especially if it's with the photography, if the visibility is 15 and below, you've still got so much to explore in macro. Like I said, yeah, I'll get to now. Let's just talk about the wrecks quickly. Sorry,
I threw you off.
No, not at all. So you're looking at our two wrecks. We've got two wrecks on Aliwal Shoal. The one is the Nebo, and the other one is the Produce. So the Nebo sunk in 1884, 2,000-ton steamship, and it sunk just north of Aliwal Shoal. The maximum depth is 28 meters. So once again, if you want to do wreck diving, I recommend that want to dive the wrecks, I recommend that you get your at least your advance before you come. Although I must say there's more than enough open water dive sites for you to do, and for junior open waters as well. The pictures you see there is typical of what you're going to see when you get to the wrecks. I know with it's not like the staircases of the shipwrecks in Malta where you can penetrate and it's safe to penetrate. No, but I mean people need to know it's not like the Thistlegorm or any of those where it's basically a marine life. It's a structure that's just become home to lots of marine life. We have the Harlequin Goldie that's found only on these two shipwrecks. They're endemic to Aliwal Shoal. The The Produce is our second one. It sank on the 11th of August in 1974. Lies 32 on the sand. We have massive brindle bass on this. They get up to 2 meters big and bigger. And like you can see, that's the picture left corner at the bottom. Just living. It's colorful. It's life. It's you almost feel like if you want to look at something close up, like you need to wave the fish out of the way because they're just everywhere. But yeah, definitely worth the dive as well. So a nice diversity in dive sites and options of dive sites. Yeah. Next is, so Scottsboro is sort of in the middle of that 18-kilometer marine protected area. So we have the choice of going north to where Raggies and Cathedral is, and the wrecks are on that side as well, or we can go south to the Southern Reefs. Now, the Southern Reefs, that's my personal favorite. It is just, yeah, it's difficult to describe. I get goosebumps when I have to tell people about what you can encounter on Landers. It's like a underwater lucky packet. You never know what to expect, but there's always life, like you see in the pictures there. It's also twice already that I saw thresher sharks. Corinna just mentioned thresher shark. I've seen thresher shark there twice. Manta, the raggies are also on there. It's actually quite a unique picture to see a big animal like a manta or the raggy being framed by all these little goldies. It's a beautiful picture. Level Shoal also, if you can see on the right there, I put some of our nudies. Now, if I can do a whole presentation on our nudies, we've got one of our local divers, Mr. Brian Sillick, that recently published a book of studies that he did just from diving with Scuba Excursion and with Dr. Terence Grossler from California. And we are currently on 190 species of nudibranch on Level Shoal, of which 65 is undescribed worldwide and 50 is brand new to the world. So we've got new nudies, guys. Wow. If that's your kind of, so you can also do a nudie tour. Yeah, I think in total the South African coastline has got 800 different species of nudibranch. So definitely worth the visit for macro photography as well.
Something I didn't expect. That's actually amazing. Yeah, because South Africa is always just being stamped as the place for the Sardine Run and the sharks.
Yes.
And having like these beautiful reefs, this could be like literally anywhere, and having so much macro stuff, that is something that makes it such an all-round destination. That's so
absolutely
cool.
Yeah, it gives you options for your different diving days. Yeah, so this is Landers. Most of the southern reefs are also advanced dive sites. There we go. Stars of the show. Level Shoal is obviously known for our sharks. There's just a plethora of marine life coming to Level Shoal, and with that, it means that there's predators that are following them, and almost all the predators are following them. What you are looking at the moment is in the top left-hand corner, we've got our oceanic blacktip sharks. They are resident to Level Shoal, so you can see them throughout the year. It's also the two pictures on the left of the slide, actually, and in the middle at the bottom. And then our beautiful tiger sharks. I've personally had the privilege to dive with tiger sharks before. It's really an amazing experience. They are the most majestic, huge animals, beautiful, the markings. And then we, on the left bottom corner, we've got white tip reef sharks, also quite a few of them. And yeah, it's if you want to see sharks, you're definitely going to see sharks if you come to Level Shoal or any of the dive destinations in South Africa.
Just to confirm, even I saw sharks in Underworld, and I only did one dive. That means there's definitely always sharks.
Yes, that's yeah, so definitely if sharks is your thing, this is the place to visit. This was in June. Also, winter months, so raggies and the sand sharks. This is on one of our open water dive sites, the shallower dive sites. No, it was on South Sands, I think. But yeah, it's also beautiful to see. The same as what we did, what I said with the raggies earlier. There was a series of photos that Nico took, and I sat for I don't know how long trying to figure out how many fins I could count all the way into the back of the picture. It's really spectacular to see. Not just this, yeah. Oh, there we go. Our turtles. So turtles, Aliwal Shoal, all year round. They're resident to Aliwal Shoal. They, especially the hawksbill and the loggerhead turtles, we see almost on every dive. The most I've seen in one single dive was 15. So
wow.
yeah.
Wow.
It's like a turtle dive, yeah. I always say the producer of Finding Nemo must seriously be a diver, because he gets their personality so perfect. Because the turtles are literally, if you look at them in these pictures, they are just like cruising by and not worried with the divers. They just carry on with their life, and they're equally, they're just welcoming like the rest of South Africans.
And the craziest thing is, let's say you have like a current dive and you're like in the water and you kicking against the current, and the turtle just comes like,
what's up, dude?
Yeah.
Just chills past you.
Absolutely, yeah. Like nothing is even, like the current doesn't exist. Yeah. Yeah, so turtles, also lots of rays at some of the pictures that I've removed. This picture here was actually our last dive before South Africa was, the next picture. This picture was actually our last dive before we went into a level 5 lockdown last year in South Africa. So is my cursor on the screen? Not really. Between the boat and the sardine, or the line, it was mackerel, not sardine, is the shark fin as well. So this was just also on the way to a dive. We launched, and it's Scotborough in the background, and the skipper noticed birds diving, and we drove over to go and have a look what it might be. And there was this bait ball, a little mini sardine run on our back door. So Aliwal Shoal, I must say, if I have to say when's the best time to dive Aliwal Shoal, it's such a difficult question, because I've had spectacular, mind-blowing experiences on Aliwal Shoal throughout the year. We dive all year round, but like this was March, and you get similar things in June, July, August, the whole of the year. So yeah, this was also very nice.
That's a big bait ball.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. That was the same bait ball. That's after they got into the water, and then there was a black tip playing, which is basically, like I say, it's a mini sardine run in March.
So now that we're talking about Sardine Run now, because that's most of our listeners or people that are going to watch this afterwards, that's the one thing that South Africa, I think, is most famous for. That's like what I knew about South Africa before even coming here. It's like the Sardine Run. And I think both Monet and Micah do a lot of sardine runs, so I guess this is like a bit of a
combined.
Tell us a little bit about it. Obviously, these photos are amazing, made by Shark Explorers. There's these ones. There's some of these. Monet sent me these photos yesterday, and I was just like, "What? They're so good." Because
they're amazing.
One thing I've learned going into like a bait ball the first time was not in South Africa, because I still didn't have the chance. But to get these pictures this clear is very difficult, because all these fish also poop. Coming close. There's so much stuff in the water.
So Corinna, these photos are actually by Atlantic Edge, our sister company.
Okay.
So they always at the Sardine Run. They make sure that they get the best videos, etc. So it's really good camera equipment that they're using as well. So That's
like
what
expensive
the
stuff.
kind of
Yeah.
images you got.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I'm going to start. Maybe Micah, tell us a little bit about
Yes.
how you guys are handling it, and then we'll
And then-
move on to Monet. And
So we do the Sardine Run from East London. Monet and them do it from Transkei.
Port St. John's.
So Port St. John's, yes. So every year, sometimes between May and July, several billion, not a million, several billion sardines decide to swim along the eastern coast. And obviously, it's like a very long 6 kilometer plus buffet, ocean buffet that travels, and there's lots of things that are following it because they want to eat, and a variety of shark species, dolphins, seals, birds, whales, and more whales. Corinna, I'm sure you'll see a whale if you do a sardine run. So it's high intensity diving. You don't have to be a scuba diver. Free diving or snorkelers are also welcome. You do, however, have to have a little bit of stamina. I don't know if you agree, Monet.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so it's you spending the day on the boat basically. It's not like something you can book like a theater ticket and say you're definitely going to go to that destination and see that on that day. It's a hunt. Just as the animals that's following the bait balls, that's exactly what we're doing. So it's but absolutely 100% worth it. I would say you cannot plan for a 1-day sardine run trip or a 2-day sardine run trip. Minimum 5 days on the water. I don't know, Monet, if you agree. Minimum 5.
We found that 10 days gives you the best option to at least see most of what you're wanting to see. So basically 10 days. But yeah, definitely nothing less than 5 days. I wouldn't go. It's not worth it because you're probably going to miss it by a day on this side and a day on the other side. So
yeah,
Yeah.
So definitely nothing less than 5 days.
Definitely.
story of my life. I'll come for a month, guys.
Yes, you should do a free rotation visit. Yeah, so the sardine run's unpredictable. It's constantly on the move. It is, but if you are willing to put in the time and you are well prepared for what it is definitely going to be a life-changing experience. It's something you're going to remember for the rest of your life. The water, the sardines sorry Corinna, sorry guys that are wanting 28 degrees water temperature. The sardines don't like 28 degrees water temperature. So
they like cold.
They like cold, better action in cold water. So if you are planning your trip on a sardine run, I would recommend minimum 7 mil suit, and then a hood and everything else that you can get to layer, especially if you get cold easily. Most of the operators do try their best to have like oilskin jackets on the boats as well for you, and flasks with hot drinks, and you also get heat packs that you can drop into your
wow.
Bring beanies if you have sensitive
beanies, absolutely beanies, because you basically launch in the morning and your lunch is also packed on the boat. You stay on the ocean. It's not a quick in and out trip. Yeah. But yeah, definitely.
So yeah, no, it's we basically the same. We do also from beginning June, we do 4 expeditions. All of our expeditions is 10 days each. And like Micah said, it is the hunter hunting the hunter, hunting the hunted. So we're just doing exactly the same. At Port St. John's, we do have aerial help. So we've got a plane that actually assists us with spotting the bait balls. But still, you never know where and when it's going to be. So it is very unpredictable as to exactly when you're going to get what you're going to get, and therefore the amount of days that we recommend. Other than that, I always say the sardine run is me. If I'm ever going to be a drug addict, that's it. because I just can't get enough. If you want something, I just want to go back. I want to get a bigger, better bait ball, and you can never get a bigger, better bait ball. There's always one the next one's going to be better, always.
So what you're saying is you're a fish addict.
It's a good addiction to have.
Addict.
Yeah.
And at least you only have a few months a year where you can fall into your addiction, so it catches you out again.
It's a healthy addiction.
The funny thing though is I've been on a Sardine Run quite a couple of times, and ever since I started at Shark Explorers, I haven't been again because we always split the operation in two, and I've got to stay behind. So, so yeah, I'm still going through withdrawal symptoms.
Okay.
We'll come, Shanine and I will come. Micah, we will all come to you and we'll go see some sharks.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
So, this picture really well describes a question that I've always had watching all the documentaries, watching all the videos. Do you ever get divers that get hit by the birds? Because they come in so fast. I don't care about the sharks. I'm not scared about anything. But those birds, they like shoot in the water like torpedoes.
I've never heard of someone getting hit by a bird, but a bird is definitely hit into the deck of the boat a couple of times.
Yeah.
And they just shake it off and then they fly off again.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
those pictures are amazing. You have to get really up close for something like this. I mean, not that you, but these pictures are, look at the birds. And that's like, there's one picture coming. See, this is the one that my husband saw, like they're like synchronized swimmers.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So beautiful and it's so majestic. And I mean, I've seen them from shore. I've just never seen them anywhere closer. When they see me, I have to be at least 5 kilometers away. And this picture, I put this in because it's like one of the cheesiest pictures I've ever seen. It's like, I feel like when I was 5 years old, my dad had a picture exactly like this hanging in his office just because.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and here, I mean.
What can you say? That is just beautiful. That's, I think
like, and you don't even see that far back, so you don't even know what's in the front and what's in the back. It looks like there should be more.
Dolphins, whales, sharks, and then maybe beans and seals.
Yeah, you really get anything like on a Sardine Run. Obviously not anything like reef based, but all the bigger creatures where you spend years and years going from one place to the next, trying to see one or another. I mean, I don't know how many thousand dives I have, and I haven't even seen all of the things you can see on a Sardine Run, because you like see one here, you see one there. It's definitely the perfect place to check off a lot of things off your bucket list. Most things, actually.
Hence why it's a drug.
if we as fellow South Africans have to be honest, we have got the most awesome sea life available to us.
Yes.
As long as you have a dry suit.
Or a 7 mil. Or a 7 mil.
For the Sardine Run, but not for the normal reef dives. I mean, that's okay. So.
I remember the last time I was in Aliwal, I was freezing.
Yeah, but somebody brought their 3 mil. I'm not going to say who.
It's a free diving suit. It's warmer than a regular 3 mil. Okay, Monet, tell us about your operation and your beautiful dive center.
Okay, so let's get the first thing out of the way, and that's talking about the water temperature. Okay. So Cape Town does have a little bit of colder water. Our water ranges from 13 degrees all the way up to 21. And since January up until now, the water has been quite warm, actually. It's been, well, for me, it's quite warm because I'm used to it, I assume. But it's been between 19 and 21 degrees right up until, I think yesterday was the first time it was 13 degrees. Or 15 degrees, sorry, it was 15 degrees
So
yesterday.
it went from
Today's back up to
21 to
19.
13 within like 3 days or what?
No, 15, sorry, 15. And then back up. I can't today, if I get visitors today, first thing in the morning, I can't tell them what the visibility is going to be. I can't tell them exactly what the temperature is going to be based on what we did yesterday. That's how Cape Town changes, how quickly it changes. So we can have 21 degrees today. Tomorrow we can have 13 degrees. I once had a thermocline at, I think it was about 7 meters, where it was 20 degrees and 13 degrees at the bottom. That was a partridge.
Wow.
So
Wow.
you literally freeze your legs off and your top is, yay. So yeah.
Yeah, you just,
so, yeah,
when you have that thermic line, you just have to hover like in between. You go down a little bit and you just come up.
yeah,
That's what I usually do.
It's
with
quite
thermic
hazy, eh?
lines.
It's quite hazy, so you can't see that well. Okay, but yeah, so just a little bit about Shark Explorers. Shark Explorers was established in 2008 by Mona Hardenberg and Stefan Swanson. And they wanted to change people's perspective about sharks. Because sharks has always been perceived as these monsters and animals that eat people, and which is completely untrue. Once you get to start to see the behavior of the different sharks, you actually can see how majestic they are, and that is what they are trying to achieve. And I think by what we are doing and what we are promoting and what we're trying to do is, we don't just want to get people in for adrenaline rush for sharks. For us, it's quite important that they come and they understand, and we teach them about what sharks are and what apex predators really are, and that they are not the monsters out there that everyone thinks they are. To change the view of the people that come from the Jaws era, to change it to actually start and see how valuable each and every shark is and how majestic these animals actually are. So that's how Shark Explorers got started, and I think we are on a good trend to actually try and achieve it. It's a big mission, but it's definitely where we are aiming to go in the future. So that has never changed from the time that they started Shark Explorers back in 2008. That's still exactly what we are trying to achieve and where we're trying to go. We also have quite a lot of different specialities that we, or diving that we do. We do cage diving with the great whites. Of late, we do 7-deal cage diving as well. We do the blue and mako sharks, which is in the deep, about 20 to 50 nautical miles off Cape Point. We do the Sardine Run, as you've heard. Then we also do global expeditions. I'm not going to talk about those though, because we get to talk about South Africa. Okay. Yes, and then yeah. So okay. So then, as you can see, our center, if you look at the top left-hand corner picture, is quite deceivingly. It looks like it's quite small, but once you enter the premises, it's quite big and nice. And we try to make it feel very welcome. So there's nice chairs for everyone to sit on. There's Wi-Fi. So yeah, we make sure that people feel welcome. It's like Micah said. Once you walk in those doors, your family. So yeah, yeah. So just a little bit about our vessels. Thanks for that, Corinna. So we've got the 2 ducks, or ribs, or rubber ducks, as everyone else knows it. They're mostly used for the inshore diving, as well as some of the research that we help other companies for, like Shark Spotters and those guys. We do quite a lot of research for them. We do water testing for other companies, etc. So we use the ducks for those, and also for our Hout Bay side diving, which is even colder. It's about 9 degrees there. And then we've got the we've got the Butcat, which is our offshore diving boat where we do the balloon makers in. Also, we do most of our inshore diving on that boat. Cool. So yeah, then we also have the GCAT. Our GCAT is basically our cage diving boat. And once we get to the dive sites I'm going to talk about, I'll tell you a little bit more about the GCAT. It's basically a big boat where the cage can go on, and then we use that for seal diving mostly. Of late, we've also introduced it as a party boat. So we do, if people wants to go for a sunset cruise or some champagne or a braai or anything like that on False Bay, let us know and we can make that happen for you as well. So yeah, that's a little bit about our vessels. Then you'll see there's one other vessel. Again, I'm not going to talk a lot about it, but that is Great White. It's our newest vessel that we got, and it's a 46-foot liveaboard that we've got in the Bahamas. They are working very hard there at the moment, so thanks guys. So yeah, so she's lying in the Bahamas, and yeah, so if you want to go and do any shark diving there, we do the great hammerheads, the oceanic whitetips, the tiger sharks, all from the Bahamas as well. Okay, cool. So that's that about us really. The only other thing is that back to the water temperature, it's getting warmer.
You mean global warming wise, or do you mean?
I really don't know, Corinna, why everyone needs to have a dry suit for anything under 20 degrees. Because I dive very comfortably.
You mean 24 degrees? 24 degrees is when I switch to dry suit.
I'm very comfortable in my 5 mil. Okay, dual 5 mil and 10 mil over the organs. Very comfortable diving here. It's not a problem for me at all. I don't even dive with gloves. So, but yeah, so like Micah said, South Africa is really the place where, because we've got these two currents that comes together, there's so much life. And again, with the macro stuff, the nudies, it's not really something I personally I'm into, but I'm more into the bigger sharks and those things, and that's what we specialize in. But
so manly.
But I mean, on each dive you do see nudies. You do see all these small little creatures, and yeah, it's amazing. We've also got someone called Gina Jones that keeps finding these new nudies. There's one now that they found called Shrek. So yeah, it's a little green nudie. It's got the ears and everything. So yeah, yeah. So that's basically what I can tell you about us for now. So let's quickly go to, when Corinna asked me to choose a couple of dive spots, it was so difficult because there's so many dive spots. Basically, the whole coastline is full of dive spots. There's so many a little bit deeper dive spots. It's really impossible to choose. So I just chose the ones that really stood out for me specifically. So the first one is Miller's Point. It's by boat entry, but you can also do it from shore. This is where the 7-gill shark, the broad-nosed 7-gill sharks used to be like anything between 30 and 70 at a time. It's also known as Shark Alley because of that. But since recent times, they've moved a bit more to Seal Island, hence why we can do cage diving with the 7-gills now as well. The dive site itself is full of kelp, which is quite unique. So the 7-gills, historic 7-gills, you can find here in Cape Town, and then also only in San Diego. It's the only 2 places that you can find them. But we've also got quite a few endemic shark species, like the pajama shark, your shy sharks, which is the dark shy shark. You get your puffer cat shark, the tiger cat shark, not same kind of shark that Micah and them got, not that tiger, but it's a tiger cat shark. So yes, and you can get all these species basically along the whole coast of Cape Town. Corinna, if you can go on to the next one. The next one is Partridge Point. At Partridge Point, so we like to do Miller's or Shark Alley with Partridge Point, and we call that double tank dive. We call predator and prey, because basically you've got the sharks on the one side and then the prey, which is seals. So Partridge Point has roughly about 500 to 600 seals on it. It's just a stopover, so seals don't really stay there. But it's amazing how the seals interact. It's not a very active dive. You literally just go and sit down, and seals come and they do acrobatics and they bark at you and they go nuts. They literally the clowns of the circus, if you want to call it that. Very amazing animals, beautiful acrobatics and things that they do with you. So
this is definitely a dive I'm coming for. I have to come for this. And this to me is probably, I mean, the sharks are cool, but they're kind of boring also. Sorry, but the seals, they're fun. That's entertainment.
Yeah, just look at that face.
We do.
Yeah, that one looks like when you don't give my puppy her food.
Yes, puppy face.
Yes.
They are exactly like puppies, I promise you. The other thing as well, which is nice about the seals, is they're just as entertaining on the surface as they are underwater. So we take people on the same dive. We can take people snorkeling, free diving, and diving with scuba, and everybody has the same amount of fun on these excursions. It's really amazing. Corinna, just for you, if we can't go out on False Bay side, we go out on the other side, which is Hout Bay, and if we go out on that side, you've got to bring something a little bit warmer, because it's probably about 5 degrees difference normally. So Hout Bay, you look at anything from 9 degrees up.
I'm not coming there until my dry suit is here. I've got my dry suit, but it's in Austria, and this pandemic made it very difficult for me to get my hands on my dry suit. Very difficult.
Cool. So yeah, so while I talked about that, so if the weather is bad on one side of the mountain, we always have the other side of the mountain. It's a little bit more logistics, but we can always dive as well. Cool.
That is nice.
Next one, Corinna. Okay, the canyon. So the canyon is specialized diving. It is quite an interesting day. Okay, we'll start off by leaving first thing in the morning, like 6-7 o'clock in the morning. We'll leave, and then we will spend the day out there trying to find the sharks. The canyon is just an area, so it's not at the actual dive site. It doesn't have geographic location. We go out there and we look for, from experience, we look for the best spots on where we can start jumping for the sharks. And then it's a matter of waiting. So it's literally between, the sharks can be in 5 minutes, the sharks can be in 5 hours. But we stay out there as long as we can, and literally up until the sun goes down if we have to. We've tried to be back before the sun goes down. So, and we've been very successful based on that. Also, we've got about 15 years experience on that now, so we know roughly where to go and what to do. The other nice thing is, while you're waiting, you're entertained by maybe some music, a nice cooler box full of nibbles and stuff that our crew packs. So yeah, you won't be bored, put it like that. You can tan, you can do whatever you want. So up until the sharks get there, you still have a good time. Cool. And that's also a time for us where we can interact with the clients and actually explain to them a little bit more about sharks. So we use that time quite wisely to educate as well. Cool.
You tell them that the 6 full movies that they made about Sharknado is not actually a real thing, right? 6, yeah. Yes, I just double checked. They made 6 movies.
Oh my word. Wow.
6. I didn't even know there was 1. Well, I heard about
I
one.
knew I knew about the first one, but then I just had to look because somebody told me recently 6 movies of Sharknado where
my
the sharks
goodness.
spin around in a tornado so they can catch you on land. I kind of think that's the plot. Very realistic.
Yeah, that's sad, man. Okay, you can go on, Corinna, to the next slide. Okay, Seal Island. This is the Seal Island in False Bay. This is also quite specialized diving. It's, well, not specialized diving, but it's specialized in the sense that it's cage diving. Nowhere in the world really are you allowed to dive with white sharks anymore outside of a cage. And Seal Island is one of the places where you can dive in a cage with the great whites. There's 3 licenses, of which we are fortunate enough to have one of them. So Seal Island actually holds 50 to 60,000 seals, and they also they're resident on this island. So the great white shark season is basically the mothers will give birth, the seal mothers will give birth around about December, and the seals will then start learning to swim around about from February onwards. So the great whites will then make use of this time, and that's when they come into False Bay to actually prey on these young seals that are learning to dive, learning to swim, and etc. etc. So also this, we'll do 2 trips. We'll do a morning trip and do an afternoon trip, and the morning trip will include basically a trip where we drag a fake seal behind the boat and hoping for predations, where you can see the jumping out of the sharks, or the flying sharks as they call it as well.
Okay.
So it's only at dusk and dawn that will happen. So that's why the first trip is the trip. First trip of the day is the trip you really want to join. So yeah, as you can see in the picture in the middle top, it's just a lot of seals, and you can smell them probably a mile away. So this one here is more to show you a little bit more about the cage diving. That is what you can see from a cage and how it looks in the cage. If you are scuba certified, you can go on scuba. We don't give you a cylinder to put on, but we give you a regulator that's actually quite long. So then you can, if you're not scuba certified, unfortunately, you will have to stick to breath hold. But yeah, so this will give you, these pictures give you an idea of what you see. Okay, so that is Seal Island. Very dangerous, but fun place. Then the Clan Stewart wreck. Let me just get the details of that up. Okay, so the Clan Stewart wreck basically went down on 21 November 1914. So it's a very old wreck. There's not much of the wreck left. It's basically just a steel at the bottom that's left. So even though you want to penetrate, you can't really penetrate the wreck. There's nothing to penetrate.
Can dig a little.
You can dig and then try, yes. The one thing that did remain quite well intact is the engine block. And you can actually see the engine block. You can actually still see that from shore. There's a big shopping center across, and if you look into the sea, you can actually see the engine block still sticking out. So that's the only one thing that's actually remaining there. But this has created such an environment full of life and fish and just everything. So there you can see some of our endemic shark species. If you look at the third picture at the top, that is a leopard shark. Our last 2 pictures, these 2 are leopard sharks, mostly nocturnal. And if you look at the picture before that, there's an octopus. Quite a lot of octopus in Cape Town as well. That was
they apparently teach you things.
Yeah. That was quite a daring dive, because people don't really dive the Clan Stewart at night, because it's in the past it's used to be visited by, it has been visited by great whites before. So it was quite a daring dive, but it was really beautiful. It's amazing. It was a really amazing dive. The cuttlefish here on the left bottom corner was also doing the night dive. They are so difficult to see, but so beautiful when you see them. They change colors and
very
textures on their
colorful.
bodies, just like octopus. Really, really interesting. The photo next to that is you can see the amazing fish life. It's just a small little spot of where the wreck is, and it's so full of life. I can't say more. And then you've got the pajama, which is one of my favorite sharks. The one bottom more right, that's one of my favorite sharks. That one and the blue shark is my personal favorites, because they really, really, really like puppies, and they just awesome sharks. So yeah. Okay, next one is the B&B, I think.
Yeah, it's good, it's good.
Sorry, my internet's a bit slow. Okay. So the B&B, was scuttled in 1994, and it used to be owned by the Majesty's. She was one of Her Majesty's UK ships, and then was given to South Africa. South Africa used it mostly as a hostel for the Navy people. I don't know if you know, you don't know, but Simonstown, where we're situated, is basically a Navy town of South Africa. And then in 1994, it was scuttled to try and create a reef, artificial reef for more diving. So also most of our dive sites are in marine protected areas, which is the SASP in Maritzburg is also. It's a really, really nice wreck. It's starting to get to this point where it might be a little bit too risky to penetrate, but with that said, the top decks have got quite nice swim throughs. Okay, so it's not a penetration; it's just a swim through where you can really swim through, and it's quite big and spacious where you can swim through. It's a really nice wreck. The bottom lies at about 22 meters, and the top part is lying at about 16 to 18 meters, depending on the tide. It's quite a big ship. There's quite a big hole in the one side where the explosives went off where they scuttled it. But the one thing I'll never forget is the first time I dropped down on it, the first thing I saw was a toilet in the spot. So for everyone that wants to, you get two divers, those who pee and those who lie about it. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Okay, that's pretty much
more.
diving.
Do I have more?
Huh? No, not at the moment.
Okay, damn it.
This is the presentation. This is the presentation you got. But yeah, I mean, that is, again, it's so cool because you have all these different places where people with different type of experience can come. You can do training. This seems like a great training wreck. I mean, thinking just about it, starting on 16 meters, you have very few wrecks, like very few decent wrecks that start this shallow. So that's great. Still good combination, deep and wreck diving, I would say.
Definitely.
And for more dive sites, you can obviously go and check out my dive guide, because that's what it's for. Or you can just get in touch with any of your SSI centers. You can get in touch with Micah and Monet. Obviously, I mean, we don't have so much time. We still got to talk a little bit more about other activities because we are in South Africa. This is mainly South Africa now, right? So we just quickly going to touch onto a few things that you can do. Is it on the days you don't want to go diving? Is it when you come to South Africa? I always tell people, don't just come to South Africa for 1 or 2 weeks. You have to 3 weeks is a good time, I feel. You can go diving for quite a good time, but you can also go and experience the country a little bit. And it's also great if your whole family doesn't dive, maybe can get some other activities done. Obviously, I'm going to just start off with safaris. I know there's so many places, there's so many national parks and stuff in South Africa where you can really go and do really nice safaris. I'm going to let both Mike and Monet tell us a little bit about the land wildlife in their area. Because, I mean, there's obviously the Kruger Park a little bit further up north. which is amazing. That's the one place I've been to for safari, and it was great. Seen 4 out of the big 5, which was, I guess, good enough for 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, between Sardine and basically Adderall Shoal, you also have the Flui Umfalosi, which is it's not just the Kruger that is your only safari that you can do in South Africa. There's many.
Yeah.
Close to Scottsboro, it's about a 45-minute drive if there's a non-diving day or afternoon. Like I said earlier, there's also Lake Eland that also have buck and some wildlife, and then also there's actually, I think there's not a place in South Africa that doesn't have some form of a nature reserve or a park with wildlife in it close by.
Yeah.
Apparently there was a baboon running through our neighborhood here just the other day. In the middle of Johannesburg.
If you were if we were live maybe an hour or 2 earlier, I would have showed you the baboons right outside.
Okay.
Yeah. I had the monkeys though, not the baboons, but yeah.
I prefer monkeys over
visiting.
baboons.
Yeah.
I'm going to come here next a little bit more. There's also a lot of hiking here. Me coming from Austria, people around where I come from, they hike. That's what they do for fun. Still don't really understand. Some people hike for fun.
I do.
It's actually very, very, you can have a load of fun hiking, seriously. Like Mornay and them are incredibly blessed down there because they've got Table Mountain, and you can hike from Kirstenbosch Gardens all the way up to the top of Table Mountain. And that's
if you want to, you can even go further, and there's like I think it's a 5-day hike all the way to where we are in Simonstown, all the way to Cape Point.
Serious?
Okay, a 5-day hike seems a little bit over the top. I'm sorry. Okay, that's cool. And I mean, obviously on the way from where, like from Johannesburg to Durban, there is also the Drakensberg, which is cool. Very nice. I've been hiking there. That's actually very nice. Like the climate there is very amazing. It's like so fresh and very beautiful hiking there. And the mountains here are very different to like what you would see in like Europe or most places of the US. Obviously, because of tectonics and how it worked back in the days. I'm not a Jew, but I mean, the mountains themselves are really amazing, and the mountain ranges, you can see these pictures here. It's obviously mind-blowing. It's really nice. Other things you can do. It took me to come here to know that there was African penguins. Now I think the coolest.
Jackass.
Yeah.
Again.
And I'm not swearing.
The picture on the bottom left, I'm very proud to say, is home to Scuba Excursion. The Kati Sark is just in the background there between the 2 palm trees. This beach is a very popular bathing beach and also a very popular surfing beach. And on windy days, if we can't do that surf launching that I was referring to, there's also kite surfing done here. We've also got a kite surf instructor that's part of the family here at Scuba X, and also stand-up paddleboarding. We've got lovely lagoons that you can do stand-up paddleboarding in. So mountain biking, there's lots to do. South Africa is a passionately living outdoors country. There's always something to do outside. Yeah,
and there's so much space.
Yes, doesn't matter what the weather, we'll find something to do. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, and then again around that's further down closer to Cape Town, you have the penguins. That is one thing again for me. You just sit on the beach and all of a sudden there's penguins. If you didn't know before, that's a surprise. But yeah, they're super cool. And then obviously Cape Town region, I mean, Monet, you can tell us more about, there's a lot of wine.
Oh yes, Cape Town is well known for its wine.
Yes.
So on the days you don't want to dive and you're sad about it, you can go and drown your sorrows with some wine. We've got a lot of we've got some of the wine farms are pretty close, but the more famous ones are more in the Stellenbosch Franschhoek area, which is probably about 45 to an hour away from us. So yeah, but really good wine, known worldwide as well. And just a little bit about the penguins. If you're planning to dive with them, I'm sorry to say it's not that easy. Penguins are very fast and very shy of bubbles or anything like that. So if you're planning to dive with one, make sure you've got a rebreather and you've got a lot of time, because it's going to take some time to see one underwater. If you're really lucky, you can see one fast.
As where penguins are probably the ones that are cooler on the surface, then, because the best thing about penguins is them walking.
Yes, definitely.
I just added some more pictures of other things that you can do. I know this is more Durban area.
That's Scotborough, actually. It's a flight school right here in Scotborough that does microlight flights for you. And then in the corner on the right, you have got the bridge swing at the gorge swing at Araby Gorge, which is, I think, 165 meters high. It's the highest gorge swing in the world. So if those of you that want to do a little bit of adrenaline, also the hanging bridge, for the less adventurous, and then just 2 kilometers up the road from us is also Crockwold Conservation Centre, where they've got it's a crocodile farm where they've got all sorts of marine life that you not marine life, sorry, wildlife, crocodiles, reptiles. Sorry, I'm stuck in the ocean. You can't easily get me out.
Fun fact about that swing, it just completely blew up on TikTok. There's like a video of that swing that has like 50 million views.
Really?
On the Araby Gorge one?
Yes.
Yeah, it's very popular. And it's loads of fun.
And it's also not just a bridge swing, it's got beautiful hikes, beautiful hikes throughout the whole of Araby and Lake Eland. It's called Lake Eland.
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe a little bit more you can see. I think Cape Town is also, if you go to Shark Explorers, I mean, just going into Cape Town is already a thing in itself, hey?
So yeah, the picture on the left, bottom left, that is of Boerkaap. It's a very colorful area of Cape Town, also very well known. And it's at the bottom of Table Mountain. We didn't put Table Mountain here, but I'm sure everybody knows about Table Mountain. It's now also, I don't know if everyone knows, but it's also the
it is here.
Is it?
Yeah.
I missed it.
But I spoke about the hiking of Table Mountain.
Of course. We also have a city sightseeing Cape Town bus that takes you through everything, from the wines, to Boerkaap, to Table Mountain, to everything else. So,
sorry, that was the last slide. My PowerPoint just stopped. Great.
Okay. It's probably a sign for me to keep quiet.
I just had one question, is we didn't really have a lot of questions. We just had a lot of fans saying how, a lot of, Micah, you have a big fan here, Alex Kotsi. he's been giving lots of love here. Otherwise, we have one question that is, where will the links be posted? So this link of this video, if you just come on the Dive SSI page, Facebook page, the video will just stay there as any video. And I tagged in the video, all 3 dive centers are tagged, so you can just go there, go to their page, you can contact them. All their contact details are on their Facebook pages, so you can get to them right from there. They're all tagged in this particular post. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, I mean, we've done 1.5 hours. That's a bit long, but again, we had a lot of country to cover. A
lot of coastline, yeah.
Yes.
It's a lot of coastline. Well, otherwise, that's pretty much it from my side. Are you guys, do you still have anything you would like to say to our customers out there, to all the divers, and hopefully soon divers again?
I just want to say thank you, Corinna, for the opportunity. And like you just said, our contact details is on our Facebook page. You're welcome to send me an email or WhatsApp if you've got any questions or need any assistance. And like I said, we can arrange everything, every part of your trip for you as well. You're welcome to contact us. And thank you for listening. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to introduce our little shoal and Scuba X.
Cool,
Thanks
yeah,
for telling us so much about the beautiful diving in Monet.
So yeah, the same from my side. First of all, thanks to everyone listening, and thank you for Corinna for letting us do this. And yeah, at the end of the day, if you need to get hold of us, go to Facebook. Maybe if you plan a trip, maybe plan it from Cape Town all the way up to Piri Piri and all the way back down. That'll be the best thing to do, I think.
Definitely.
Sounds like a great trip. You should probably plan a few months though. So you can really take in everything.
Experience all the cultures.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you guys very much. Again, for everyone, we will also come into the comments later. So if we've missed any comments or missed anything, we'll also go and answer. Everybody will go in and check a little bit to say hello to all the friends watching. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll come back next month. Next month, we are back with a Tech Talk Tuesday. That is in April. Exact dates will be published on our Facebook page. Thanks, guys.
And
thanks, everyone.
thanks,
Thanks, Janine,
Corinna.
for the help.
Thanks to everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.